All right, good morning YouTube. It's Nick with NK Landscaping yet again. Today we have a very special job, so I am extremely excited. I've always wanted to do this and we're finally getting to do it. So behind me we have the Bobcat loaded up. So today's Monday. Normally today would be different, but it's pouring, or it has been pouring. It's currently raining. We're gonna need that as well, but for today we're just bringing this out. So what is happening, a longtime client of ours is getting a new driveway put in, so we're working with a paving company on this one, Woodley Paving in Holmes, New York. So another Holmes native company. What was going on, so they've come in and they've demoed the driveway. We're going to be putting in a bunch of drainage under the driveway, and then for the first time ever we're going to be working with Ready Rock wall blocks. So in the past you've seen us use the Ready Rock ledge stone stairs. We love using them. Great product, very easy to use. They install very well and they're very well built, so they last a long time. I've always wanted to use the Ready Rock wall blocks, so in this case we're going to be using those. Each block weighs 16 to 1700 pounds. So the delivery's coming in today at 11. It's now 10. So we're gonna get over to the job site, get those unloaded, and then we gotta go get some more pipes and things. So tomorrow, hopefully the weather's a little better, we'll haul in the excavator and actually get started on the job. That's why you see a lack of fits today. Just rain day, so moving some stuff around. So I will see you over at the job and we will get these blocks unloaded. So we're here on site. This is some of the pipes that we need. We're gonna pick up some more SDR 35 later. Basically SDR 35 is a thicker version of this triple wall pipe. Very similar, uses all the same connectors, but it's rated for being able to be driven over. So since it is going under a driveway, even though it's going under the gravel base and then we'll have pavement over it, we're still using the SDR 35. We don't want to see a failure in this pipe versus what used to be in this driveway was actually the black corrugated stuff, and that failed. So let's get unloaded here. We'll bring all this down, put it somewhere off to the side, and then it's the waiting game. This stuff was supposed to show up at 11. It's 10:43 now. So we'll see. We'll get unloaded and wait it out. All right, getting these pipes moved down there. You gotta be careful, these are quite wide. So, yeah, no, I think this is gonna be a really fun job. I mean, like I said, we've never done the Ready Rock wall before. I've always wanted to do it. We just never had a scenario where it made sense. In this case, it's not going to be a very tall wall. I believe it's only 2 courses tall, and the majority of the first block is going to be buried underground. So I think the wall height is going to be around 2 feet, but you can see in front of us, hopefully. So the paving company came in, they stripped all the old asphalt. There's their skid steer. Basically this driveway was in pretty poor shape. So yeah, we're gonna be, most of our work is down at the end of the driveway. So there's a tree right in the middle. That's gonna be coming out. It's in the way of the wall. And then the wall is gonna basically come from our garage here on the right, if you can see. And it's gonna go 30 feet to our left. So, and there are some stairs in the wall that we're going to be replacing. Well, here's the blocks. So he's going to set them in the driveway, and we'll probably pick them up and move them to where we need them for now. You know, I may say that the T66 is a junky machine, and I really do mean that electrical wise, because if it wasn't for the electrical issues, this machine is amazing. It can lift a lot. It's quite powerful. It's just electrical issues. Probably put it like right there. That's the best I can give you. So I don't know if you guys saw on camera, but there was a casualty up there. When he went to pick up this, he used the fork on the crane there, and I guess the front of the forks hit into the other set of stairs that we had. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to put that down there. But yeah, basically what happened was, I think 5 of the steps fell off the truck, and it looks like we lost quite a few of them. They're busted. No good. Alright, I'm having trouble dropping this because the little concrete cube is just sunk right into the ground. There's the oopsie, so 3 blocks are getting taken out of here that cracked. I got the remainder, which we're just gonna have to bury or something. He didn't want to pick up these pieces and put them back on the truck, but he didn't even want to take the 3 broken bricks. He asked if we could bury the whole thing. We were kind of like, no, we're not gonna bury 3 massive concrete bricks that you broke. So I'll put this aside for now, and we'll see if we either bury them. We do need to raise grade down here, so it might not be the end of the world, but I never like burying stuff that's not supposed to be buried. I'd rather see something like this recycled into crushed concrete or something that you can actually use again. When it's buried in chunks underground, it's kind of no good for anybody, and if anybody ever decides to dig here again, which will be under a driveway, but that's just how I feel about burying stuff. Even if it's okay to bury a piece of concrete, I'd prefer not to. So everything's unloaded. It's starting to rain really good again, so we're gonna get packed up here, head home. We got a bunch of other stuff to do today, so the day's not wasted, but that's all we're gonna be able to do on site here. So we'll see you tomorrow, and then we'll get into detail about where these blocks are going and how they're going. All right, good morning, guys. Day 2. So today's the real start day, I would say. We had a cold, frosty morning. It's like high 30s. Getting the excavator fueled up, getting everything else loaded up in the truck. We got curtain fits. We got to stop at the yard and grab some blocks this morning to replace the ones that the guy dropped yesterday. And then we can actually get to the job and start working. All right, we're about to leave the yard. So we got a truck bed loaded with yard max and all the tools we need for today. We got the excavator and pipes, buckets. We got our silt fabric strapped to the side of the trailer, and you wait, there's more. We're gonna go to the yard and we're gonna add 3 steps to this trailer. So we're at the yard getting our step blocks, and I didn't want to unload the excavator, so I guess you get to see how we're doing this. Just like that, we have 3 step blocks loaded up in the trailer. We have 1 step block left. I cannot fit that today. It just doesn't make any sense. So let's go to the job. Here at the job, we just unloaded everything out of the trailer. So we got our steps on the skid steer along with our pipes. So Fitz is gonna bring that down. I'm gonna get unloaded, and then we'll track down and we can show you kind of what's going on here. So we talked about a wall. That's not the first thing we're starting with. We're gonna be doing drainage. So off the edge of this walkway, you'll see right down the middle here, this is all a low spot. And rained yesterday, this was all a big puddle. So what's gonna happen is down here, we're gonna start right where the end of the walkway is, because that's where our natural trench starts. So from here, through the center of these plants, about 4 feet off the walkway, we're gonna do a French drain, and that's gonna be slowly sloping downhill as we're walking this way. So Fitz is setting up the laser now. When we get to the edge of the driveway, so everything in here is gonna be backfilled with stone, just like our standard French drain. This is all gonna be the white triple wall pipe. When we hit the driveway here, we're gonna transition to the green SDR 35, so that's all going to be under driveway. By this point, we're probably going to be 18 to 24 inches on the ground. We're then going to send it off basically through that left track of the excavator, downhill to right about where that skid steer bucket is. Our wall is coming straight out from the garage there, and it's going to terminate somewhere here. I don't want to have to cut through the wall or anything, or put pipes in under the wall. So the pipes are just going to come out right here past the wall. While we do that, once we get into the driveway, we're also going to be taking this gutter pipe. So this is all of the front of the house. All the water flows this way. And before, it was just in a black corrugated pipe that failed. It was very shallow under the driveway. So when we get there, we're going to step it down into the ground, and we're going to do another set of SDR that comes out. We're not going to tie it in to the French drain, but it's basically going to run parallel into that same spot over here, excuse me. So that's what we're starting right now. We're setting up laser for grade. We're going to have to pop some of these plants out of the way just so we can work. Kurt's measuring everything out, and let's get to work here. So we just did our quick grade checks with the laser here. So at the end of our trench, the pipe is basically going to be flush with the ground, meaning that it's not going to be buried very deep. By the time that we get over here, this is about a 70-foot run. The pipe is going to be about 20 inches below ground. Then from here to where we're going to outlet, that's an additional 10 inches that the pipe has to go down. But that works out perfectly, so that when we're right here in the corner, the pipe is basically going to be sitting on the ground. Now we're gonna bury it a little bit, but the pipe is basically gonna be sitting ground level here. The driveway at this point is gonna be raised quite a bit because of our wall here. The whole grade of the driveway is coming up. So we're actually gonna add a lot of fill in this area to bring this up so that the driveway is not such a steep slope coming out of the garage and off the hill. So this is gonna be raised up and then they'll pave right over that. So all the math works out perfectly to get our perfect 1/4 inch per foot slope. So we're about to set slope on the laser and then we will dig this section out here. So coming along very nicely. We have trenched out the French drain section, so the French drain section will stop at the edge of the driveway. There's no need to put, gravel in where the driveway is going to be covering. The only thing you'd be catching there is groundwater. But at this end, we're 20 to 24 inches deep, so we have that 1/4 inch per foot minimum slope coming towards us. You can see all the different types of soil. You can see water pouring in here. So So we're going to be taking that not only from the surface, but we're going to be taking that out of the ground. So we're walking uphill now, and at the end here we are 6 inches underground. So the pipe will be 2 inches below ground, and this whole trench is going to be filled with 1 to 2 inch gravel, with fabric and everything to separate it from the soil. So now that we've dug this section, all this dirt was piled off to the side. This is kind of unsuitable fill material. It's not really good for much except backfill for the wall when we're done, because there's a lot of organic matter in there. So we don't want to, you know, contaminate this section of the driveway that needs to be filled up. That's just not a good thing to put underground. But everything that we're going to excavate now, from this pipe and this pipe section, this is going to be good fill material. Now a lot of that has to be backfilled back into the pipe section, but anything excess we can use to raise this area later. So Kurt's getting that marked out. We're going to trench this and the gutter drain. They're both going to run in the same trench in here, with some space between them, but time to dig. So we've got our trench dug for the most part here. Kurt is down at the end installing our filter fabric and the pipes. So right after that Y, I switched over to the 2-foot bucket instead of the 18, just so I have a wider trench so we can spread those pipes apart so they're not butted right up against each other. Now that we're down at the end, this tree is kind of in my way, so I'm going to attempt to just shove it over. Who knows? It's worth a shot. But we have the chainsaws if that's not going to work for us. But I think I could probably snap this close limb to us off towards this way and then push the rest of it down. So let's find out. Tree is down. I had to knock it into the forsythia, but it's not a problem. That forsythia will grow right back. And we're gonna have to trim a lot of this out anyway for the wall. But would you look at that? That is a big stump, and I cut it down quite a bit already. It's in the yard max. Every bit of debris on this job is going out in the back. Just saves on haul away. So we're gonna move this into the back. I'm gonna give Vitz a hand with that because I don't feel like having that flop out of there. So let me do that, and we'll get everything graded back out. Kurt's working on the pipe. Things are coming along really nicely. All right, guys. There's been a serious lack of filming, but I might as well give you a status report. I'm just trying to get everything done today. It's a little late. We're getting some nasty rain overnight, I believe, and we wanted to get these pipes in the ground and get this driveway kind of sealed off. It was wet to start with. We had trouble with some pumping, so that's where when you try to compact everything, the groundwater is coming back out of the ground, and actually the more you compress it, the more it squeezes the groundwater out. It makes it really hard to get good compaction, but tree is out. Both of our gutter and French drain line are installed. I got the driveway slicked off the best I can and packed in place. Now remember, this is going to come up a bit, so we're going to do the rough grade to within about 2 inches of finished driveway height, because they're going to do 2 inches of pavement. So they're going to come in and do final grade when they pave, so we don't need to worry about that. Kurt got this gutter all hooked up, so before there was no slope down here at the end, so he sloped that in, fixed all that. And then we have our French drain installed here with fabric. Now, we didn't get a chance to get rock in the ground for this. That will hopefully be tomorrow, depending on the weather. I mean, this we can do whether it's wet or dry. So we're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think unless it's absolutely pouring tomorrow, we should be able to just get this done at least.
At minimum, yeah.
And I've got the fabric. I've got it stapled in the bottom, in the corners, and up the sides.
So it's not going anywhere.
It's pretty stable, yeah.
Very good. So, yeah, didn't get a whole lot of film towards the end there, but this is the least cool part of this project. So, let's get out of here and get home, and we'll be back here tomorrow.